Hello and welcome to the Melanated Veteran Podcast. I'm your host, Miss Mesha, and before we begin, as you all know, the first order of business is to share, like, and subscribe to the Melanated Veteran. We're on Facebook, IG, and YouTube. We're also on almost all major platforms: iTunes, Google Play, iHeart, Stitcher, and many more. Don't forget to check out our website at www.themelanatedveteran.com. So my guest today is someone who, she's been on here before. She has been a big inspiration for me. She's starting her business, Elizabeth Echelon. She's working still with MHA and dealing with wanting to Wounds to Wisdom, starting up Wounds to Wisdom. So please welcome back Patrice Zackery.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Kamisha. I'm so honored to be able to be on this platform with you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And like we were talking before, you were one person that after we did the interview, you were like, I like what you're doing. You're like, like any way that we can help, we're there. And it made me so happy that someone else was like, I see your vision. I see what you're trying to do. And now I'm like, I see what you were trying to do and what you're doing, especially for MHA. So I want to thank you so much. So the first thing, you working with MHA, I know you're working on Wounds to Wisdom. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about Wounds to Wisdom?
Yes, of course. So Wounds to Wisdom is a support group for women veterans that I started actually around the time that the whole COVID pandemic thing kind of happened. And what I was noticing was that, well, first of all, just a little bit of background about me for anyone who's confused about MHA and what that is. Mm-hmm. Mental Health of America, Greater Houston, for the Veterans Behavioral Health Program. And what we do is we work with veterans that are incarcerated or have been incarcerated, or that are in the justice system. So if they're dealing with a criminal case and they're going through veteran treatment court, we support them. We provide mentorship and peer support to them. It's a 2-year process, and once they graduate, we also give them opportunities to go out into the community and take everything that they've learned from the program and invest it back into the veteran community. So we get them trained and certified, and they become mentors through us. So it's a very, very rewarding job. I love working with them. But I was saying all that to say, I've been with Mental Health of America almost 2 years now, and so there have been times where I've gone to court just to kind of give them information about resources or talk to them about the importance of having a mentor. Mm-hmm. Notice that there's usually not a large amount of women there. You'll see maybe 1, 2, 3 max. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times it's really hard to get the women to connect with you. They kind of are off in their little bubble or in a shell, and they're very hesitant to reach out for our services. So I said, you know what? I want to create a space just for the ladies, a space where, because we have a plethora of resources. Like, we have different support groups that any veteran can attend, but we didn't have anything specifically for women. Mm-hmm. And so I want to create a space where, we can talk about things that are going on in the community, talk about those stigmas that are out there, talk about things that, everyday life challenges, and how to take those wounds and those challenges and those hurts and turn it into something positive. So hence the name Wounds to Wisdom.
I love it. I love the fact that you are trying to do this for the women, because most of the time, especially with women veterans, and we've talked about this before, it's just people don't, there's not a lot of us, but there needs to be more for us. And the fact that, you're doing this to shed light on us is amazing. Especially like with veteran court. I had Judge Erica Hughes on, and I
I
was
saw that. I saw that.
I
Big
was
stuff.
she is amazing, and I was
The-
so glad that there's a woman judge that's helping out. Uh, yeah, y'all are amazing.
Just to speak on that really quick about Judge Hughes,
Hmm.
she and I know each other personally, but I know a couple of things about her, and
Hmm.
from what I know about her in my interactions, she's just a phenomenal woman.
Hmm.
And going to court, whenever I would go to court to support the veterans, just every time it was one of her dockets, I would always be happy just to see her because I love the way that she gives those veterans tough love. Like when they come in
Hmm.
there, they're together. I think that they know like she's not the one to play with,
Hmm.
but at the time, just as much as straightforward as she is, she also she nurtures them and she loves on them, and I really look up to her. I really think she's like an amazing woman.
Shout
Um,
out. But yes, like I just get so excited, like especially hearing about what the stuff that you're doing for us women veterans. Like that's just it warms my heart. It really does. Um.
yeah, and like I said, we kind of got the ball rolling at the top of the pandemic, so
Mhm.
everything kind of had to quickly be shifted to virtual. But moving forward, as things kind of look like they're winding down and offices are opening back up and Texas is opened back up,
Mhm.
um, we have our support groups. My intention is to have like some events, like some art therapy classes, where we're painting and discussing these topics and stuff like that. So I really plan on cranking it up and trying to see if I can get some more attendees and expanding the group and really getting the word out there. Like I want it to be something that women look forward to be like their outlet at the end of after a long week or a long month. To look forward to coming here to not only having a good time, but to also leave with something that can impact their life in a positive way.
Absolutely. And then that camaraderie too. Meeting other women that's like, you know what? I'm dealing with the same things. I got you. Like that's amazing. That's amazing.
Hmm.
Um so on top of working with MHA and Wounds to Wisdom, I know you also are working on your brand. Tell us a little bit about Elizabeth Echelon.
Okay. Well, I'm a little shy about this one, and I don't know why, but they say that you can be your own your worst critic sometimes. So Elizabeth
Mm-hmm.
Echelon is my business that I just started this past February. Actually, is when I got the LLC, um, and
Yay.
I'm new. I'm new in the
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur world. I'm trying to get everything off the ground right now. I'm kind of looking at different inventories that I want to have and sell on my website. I'm building my website. I was actually working on it right before you and I got on the call. And so I don't know. I just want it to, my goal is to, make my clients, I want my clients to smile every time they walk into their home or whatever space it is that I'm doing for them. I'm styling for them. I've always done it kind of as a hobby, and
Mm-hmm.
people have always come to my place and been like, "Oh my God, wow, are you a designer?" Or "How much do you charge?" Or "I would love for you to design my house." So it was always just a hobby and something I did for fun or just as a creative outlet. But after a while, I started realizing, aside from, what I do in my profession with Mental Health of America, this is what I love to do in my pastime. And maybe I should try to get out here and be an entrepreneur. So yeah, it's still very, very new. I'm learning as I go, but something about this year after the pandemic and everything we went through in 2021, I said, you know what, I'm just going to give it a try. And so yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
See, we gotta drop them gems. Like, give it a try. Like, and I want to congratulate you, especially because you've already, working on your LLC. That's more than a big step. because LLC, um, that's like you're getting there, you know. So I'm proud of you for that. Um, so with the LLC and starting your business, like, was it difficult to get your LLC?
Honestly, I think the hardest part about it for me thus far has been the mental part.
Mm,
No, getting my LLC really wasn't that difficult. I mean, there's a lot of parts to maintaining and operating the LLC, but to just
mm,
get register it itself was not hard. I actually went through a third party called Zen Business. I did my research and I heard that that was a really good platform that people were using, and they kind of do like some of the work for you. Like they filed for my EIN number. Like I know that there's a lot of parts that you could do on your own, but I said, you know what? I want everything centrally located. I need this. I need help with this process so that I can understand it. Let me go with Zen Business. Let me give myself a deadline. So I forgot the date that I gave myself, but I was like, before my birthday this year, on this date, I'm going to pay for it and get this LLC. And so I did it. And I think within a week or two, I got the certificate. After I got that, I went to my bank. I got my business account established. So no, it's really not hard at all. It's just, like I said, rewiring the brain,
mm.
um, telling yourself, like, okay, this is something that I want, and these are the steps that I need to take to get there. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I like how it said that, you know, you got a third party, so you knew that you were going to need at least some kind of guidance. And I like the fact that, because a lot of times people feel like, oh, well, I'm just going to do it by myself, and they don't want to ask for help. But the fact that you were like, you know, I want to make sure that this is good. Let me get some advice. Other than, you know, I've already done my research. Let me go ahead and find someone that'll help me with it. And realizing that, I think kudos on that. Um, I also love the fact that you gave yourself a goal. Um, and I know that's one thing that we MHA has talked about, like the SMART goals, your goals. So the fact that you set a deadline, you set a goal for yourself. Um, that just, I love it. So
Thank you.
so
Um, yeah, and I know people probably think, um, because you mentioned that Mental Health of America often talks about the importance of SMART goals. And I know things like this sound very small and redundant sometimes, like, oh, you
mm,
have to set goals, but these things are really, really important,
mm-hmm,
especially during times like this with the pandemic when it's so easy to get complacent. It's so easy to get down. It's so easy to um, have a hard time. You start having a hard time seeing that light at the end of the tunnel or being
mm-hmm,
optimistic. So, for me personally, when I write it down and I say it out loud, it helps me speak whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish into existence.
mm.
Um, so, yeah, goal setting is very, very important as well.
Amen. And you know, you said too, like, we're a lot of times our worst critic. I feel like we stop ourselves a lot of the times, to we get in the way of ourselves. I know me, like, starting this, I was kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. I don't know if anyone's even gonna want to listen. And if I had listened to myself in that regard, I probably would have never started. And I have a feeling that's kind of the same way with you, um, dealing with starting the business.
Yes, girl, of course. Like I started off in the beginning. You're your own work, you're your worst critic, and I'm definitely guilty of that. I've been psyching myself out, or had been psyching myself out, on starting my own business for years. For
Mm,
years I had been like, well, no one's gonna understand my vision, no one's gonna pay me to decorate or to style their home. No one's going to trust me with their home, or I'll never be able to make a living. I psyched myself out for a really long time.
Mm.
And once I really got out there and started talking to people who were doing it, other entrepreneurs that were successful, I got similar feedback from them. Like they told me, I discovered that it's all a part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a part of the process. Everyone has moments where they feel like they can't do it or they second guess themselves. But like I said, in the end, you have to make sure that you're mentally resilient, because you're going to have those days where you're questioning yourself and you're second guessing yourself and you're feeling like you can't do it. But it's just about training your mind, reprogramming your brain to understand that you can do it. Anything you put your mind to, you really are capable of doing. And it's all about how bad you want it in the end. And I think that life is really short, and so it's important for us to pursue our passions while we can. You get a lot of different opportunities throughout life, but you only get one life.
Right. Amen. Amen. So why not, go for what you're, pray about it, go for what you're, what you want. Amen. Amen. Um, the one thing that I love about you and your business and everything is you're not afraid to help other people that are entrepreneurs that are wanting to learn what to do to be an entrepreneur. A lot of the times people are afraid to talk to other people or give any advice away because people think of other people as competition instead of, collaborating. And that's the one thing that I appreciate about you is I've seen where, certain people could be like, well, I'm not going to tell you what I did. Why should I help you? But the fact that you're like, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to help you. Let's help each other. We can all win.
Absolutely. That is definitely my mood, Kamisha. I'm so sorry. I'm all about uplifting the next person, the next woman, because people need people. And, you know, I don't know. I'm all about supporting other people. It really, truly is my nature. I've always been that way. And I couldn't get to where I am in my life, or where I've been in my life without the help of other people. Everything that I've accomplished, the accomplishments that I'm most proud of have all been through people that I've known, or through a connection or through someone giving me a piece of information and I went and researched it. Like, you know what I mean? We need each other. And I think we're kind of living in a very selfish time, like you said, where people try to hold things, or people don't want to help each other. But for me, I don't see the benefit in that.
Right. Absolutely. I don't either. I really don't. I mean, there's enough for everybody to eat. So
Exactly.
why not share it? Just go ahead and share it. And
Exactly.
and that's one thing I like too about the Wounds to Wisdom is, you're helping other women, that are dealing with things. You're making sure that, hey, they're taken care of. Like women, their needs, everything is they have the resources, they have the tools that'll help them in the future. And I appreciate that too, that you're doing that with your business, because I can see where everything is starting to come full circle, and that I appreciate you for. Maybe I'm just biased. You're one of my favorite people, so I just
Girl.
so I just appreciate everything that you're doing, especially with the veteran community. And I'm excited to see what's next. I'm just excited to see it. So for that, again, I want to thank you. So before we wrap up, tell everybody where they can find you, your businesses, and everything.
Okay. Well, you can find me on LinkedIn. Just simply type in Patrice Zackery, Patrice Zackery. And you'll be able to see my LinkedIn profile. You'll see Mental Health of America. I'm not really sure how the URLs work for LinkedIn, but for Instagram, you can find me at Elizabeth underscore Echelon, which is ELIZABETH underscore ECHELON. Elizabeth underscore Echelon.
Okay. So again, I want to thank you, Patrice, for coming on the show. And you can find me at the Melanated Veteran on Facebook and IG. Don't forget to check out on our website, www.themelanatedveteran.com. On there, you'll actually be seeing we have a lot of resources other than, you'll see, the podcast, but we also have resources for veteran-owned businesses. So I want everyone to check that out too. I'm your host, Miss Mesha, signing off, saying embrace what makes you, you.